Yo, good morning.
Morning,
Chris,
man.
how you
How are
doing,
you?
bro?
Fantastic, man. How you been?
Good. It's great to see you. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was actually great. It was actually great to unwind just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, how was yours, man?
Dude, actually, my wife is a nurse, as you know, and so she worked all week, including Thanksgiving and yesterday. So she's actually the old ball and chain is out there slaving over a hot stove right now. So I've got her maternity pants on, and I'm about ready to get my Thanksgiving on.
I love that. I
So
love
I'm
that.
excited, bro. I'm excited.
Yeah,
But appreciate
absolutely.
you guys for being here. Thank you guys. Hope everybody had a wonderful and amazing Thanksgiving as well.
Absolutely. Good morning, Nathan. Good to see you here. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Yeah, I know a lot of people took Thanksgiving off, and that was something that you and I were thinking about doing. But as you already know, in this real estate industry, there's still a lot of homeowners still going through a lot of stuff. So
Absolutely.
Um, those who don't know that, we actually on Thanksgiving we hopped on a Zoom, impromptu Zoom with a listing agent who needed a little help with their client. So that was pretty neat to help their client out and get up to the finish line. So, and it would have been done if it wasn't creative. So it's amazing that with creative finance is really taking over the industry.
Dude, it really is. It was at 6 in the morning, guys. The day hadn't even started yet. I wake up, jump into a morning, first thing Thanksgiving morning, and yeah, we got to talk with the agent and his sellers. We talked about creative financing and what it is they're trying to accomplish through a couple different scenarios out, and just ask them if this would be a good fit. Is this something that you're looking for? Would this help you get to your goal and out of this property and alleviate you of this headache and this burden and move on and into another property? And it did. It took all but a little over 10 minutes actually. So it was really neat. It was awesome. But yeah, like Chris said, man, my first thought was, dude, how many people are taking Thanksgiving Day off?
Mm.
Everybody. I heard this not this quote, but this story from Jim Rohn. And I don't remember it like verbatim, but essentially the point of it was there were two salesmen, and they were both really good salesmen. And one day they woke up and it's raining outside. One salesman says, "Oh my gosh." That was my best Jim Rohn impression, by the way. "Oh my gosh." No, I think it did it worse that time. Anyway, "Oh my gosh, it's raining outside. What a terrible day for sales. I better stay in." The other salesman was like, "Oh my gosh, it's raining outside. I bet all the other salesmen are waiting inside and they're not outside selling. I bet I could go out and sell a ton of umbrellas today." So it just really, that was kind of the first thing that I thought of, honestly, when we jumped on our meeting first thing Thanksgiving, dude. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, who all is taking Thanksgiving off? What an opportunity. Oh my gosh, everybody else took the day off. Let's get on the phone and let's close some deals. Let's be some problem solvers. So it was neat, bro. Yeah, and that's how
exactly
Chris and I opened up our Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it was pretty neat. It was definitely pretty neat because, getting on the phone with the husband and the wife and also the agent as well. It was great to, solve their problem, but the tonality of their voice was like a game changer for them. It's something they never thought about. There's something they never even, they thought the traditional way of listening properly was the only way. And for us to get on the phone and just hear the tonality change from being a little bit upset about their situation, what they have to do, because there's a couple obstacles they have to go through to get to their next house. But for us to come in there and actually give them a solution from the beginning of the conversation to the end, it was like day and night. Especially the wife voice and the husband, it was just they're so excited. They wanted to proceed and get us over whatever the paperwork was needed. It was phenomenal.
Dude, it really was, man. It really was. Guys, this was a property that was on market.
Yeah.
It was sitting there. It was sitting there for over 30 days. They've already done 3 price reductions. So guess what? Even though you guys are in the Elephant Challenge, even if you are not in sub 2, when you come across these where a cash offer just isn't going to work, it's not going to solve their problem. It's not going to give them the money that they need from this sale to put towards a new house. Guess what? Chris and I can help you with those things.
Absolutely.
The power of creative finance, man. Oh my gosh. Hey guys, do me a favor real quick. Because this is just post Thanksgiving. Let's start this off as we usually do, with an attitude of gratitude. Okay, please take a screenshot. Go get into the Facebook group, the creative financing group. Go tag Carly. Carly does so much stinking work for this community, for this challenge. She is absolutely phenomenal. Carly is she is a staple for the success of this challenge. Please.
Absolutely. Yeah, she does so much behind the scenes, guys. You have no idea what she goes through to try to not just manage the entire Facebook. It's just the Elephant Challenge itself, over 60,000 people. It's a lot. It's a lot for one person to take on. So please give her some love. please
give her some love. Carly, we love you. Thank you for everything that you do. Carly is amazing.
Facebook user, it says missed it. How much down? I'm not for sure who that specifically is. Actually, I can check right here. If you are, please give Facebook authorization to actually let them have your name visible. That is Derek Barton. Good to see you, man. Happy Thanksgiving. 20,000 just to walk away from the property. 20,000.
It's a beautiful property.
100%. Amazing property.
Turnkey.
Angel Miller, good to see you in here as well. Carly, again, you're amazing. Please. Let's see what we have in here. So yeah, guys, just, one thing I want to really talk about this week is just more so the challenge. We've been doing this for about 2 to 3 months now. Actually, was it 3? 3, a little bit over.
I think it's been a little over 3 months now, bro. I can't believe how fast the time is just going by. It's absolutely insane. We're approaching the end of the year, going into New Year. Actually, one of the things that Chris and I will be doing here within the next couple of weeks is one of these meetings is going to be specifically going over goal setting.
Absolutely.
You guys do not want to miss that one.
Absolutely. So, we wanted to definitely talk about specifically more so challenges you guys are coming across. Things are in the Elephant Challenge. I know it could be a lot, especially with the new upcoming challenge with the multifamily, right? And a lot of people don't know, that could be scared or fearful, whatever that may look like to them specifically. But more so, Pace talks a lot about, the single family homes and all that good stuff. It's just this challenge is really there's no limitations to this, right? We're doing single family homes on market deals. We're moving into multifamilies. And the Lord only knows what's next, right? We can be doing maybe vacant lots. We can be doing mobile home parks. It's just so much out there. But more so, Pace is putting us, not us, but putting you guys in this position where there's no excuses why you shouldn't be getting deals. And I truly want to nail on that. There's really no excuse. The marketing, you don't have to market. You don't have to put any dollar amount into the marketing because it's on the MLS, right? And a lot of people don't understand, like literally just having a simple conversation can be life-changing. Literally every single day, Jesse and I have a lot of conversations with agents, a lot of conversations with sellers, a lot of conversations with just people in general, because you just don't know what that opportunity is going to take you. And what Pace is building right now, you guys should take advantage of that. The next one, I believe, is December 7th, 8th?
I think it's the 7th, yep.
It's 7th. So it's just the fact of he's putting all this out there, all this information out there, and a lot of people are just consuming it, sitting there consuming on a week-to-week basis, but you have to take action. That's the only way you're going to move forward. It's great. Don't get me wrong. It's great that, I was in that position. Jesse was in that position. We was consuming content. We was in a situation where, we're just taking it. We have to know this, and this. No, just get your ass out there and just do it. And it's more so the fact of it's a lot of resources. Use the community. Use the Elephant Challenge. Use myself, Jesse. Derek Barton, phenomenal leader in Sub2 mentorship. Use him. And Nathan Harris, don't be a little bit. That's actually hilarious. It reminds me of Jesse.
What? That reminds me.
That's Jesse. That's his, yeah, Jesse he's a massive action taker, man. If you guys don't know him. But yeah, absolutely, guys. Again, guys, Facebook users, please give Facebook authorization to say, we'll show your name, make it visible in here, so we can.
If you guys are watching this on the creative financing group, right there at the top underneath Carly's name where it says that it's streaming, under like right under the name, it gives you a link and it says, hey, click this link to give StreamYard permission to view your name or something like that. Go ahead and click that link and give it permission. So when you guys comment in here, it doesn't look like this. It doesn't say Facebook user. We'd love to know who you guys are and love to connect with you outside of this as well. And the only way we can do that is if we know who you guys are.
Absolutely. Jesse, what are your thoughts about this?
I've been seeing a lot of psychology being used when talking to agents and people. Main one was letting go and pushing away, and another was rephrasing questions to get a no. What are a few ways you guys connect and get closer to agents? Seen Pace telling a lot of stories to them and really connecting deep. I think you're probably hearing mixed reviews because as I've learned in real estate and as Chris learned in real estate, there's no wrong way to go about things. You can either kind of push away and you can rephrase questions to get a no. I know me and Chris personally do both of those. Absolutely. It really just depends on what's going on with the agent. What is their what is their energy level like? What is their mannerisms like? Are they short? Are they annoyed? Are they, what does that look like? And depending on what that looks like is going to depend on how you're going to navigate that conversation. Now, the only way you're going to know how to navigate those types of conversations is if you're going into this, guys, and you're being absolutely, what's the I word? Somebody put the freaking I word in the comments. What's the I word? What the hell am I about to tell you guys? You got to do what? You got to be, I'm going to wait for it. There's probably a little bit of a lag on the streaming. Intentional. There it is.
There you go.
Angel Miller. I freaking love you, Angel. Oh, whoops. I think we both clicked that at the same time.
Oh.
Angel, guys, you have to be intentional. You have to be intentional. I think a lot of people are going into this and they're just so overwhelmed with all of the information. I've got to learn privy, and then I've got to learn how to comp, and then I've got to learn how to figure out ARVs, and then I've got to figure out what my rehab estimate is in that market, and then I've got to figure out what my MAO is. And then I've got a family, and then I've got soccer practice, and then I've got my W-2, and then I've got to make time to call agents, and then I've got to make time to submit offers and fill out LOIs, and then I've got to make time to find buyers and have those types of conversations and call title companies. I got to stay consistent with this. I got to stay consistent with that. Guys, listen, there's one consistent message that Chris and I have been preaching for the last 3+ months since we've been doing this. Like Chris said, there is literally no excuse why everybody in here shouldn't be making a shit ton of money. Why you guys shouldn't be getting deals. Now, I think a lot of people, and myself included, me and Chris have been there, guys.
100%.
We've been there. That's why we're sharing this with you. We've absolutely been there. We know how it feels to feel overwhelmed. But a couple years later, having learned what we've learned, if we could go back and help somebody else a couple chapters behind us, or if I could go back and give myself advice, it would be the same thing I'm telling you guys. Learn what your avatar is, first and foremost. Go watch the Avatar series. Go Google Pace Morby on YouTube and go watch his Avatar series and get a little bit of insight as to what that is. But figure out what you are good at. What gives you energy? You don't have to do all of this. You don't have to get so stinking just overwhelmed trying to do everything. You focus on one thing. Put the blinders on. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Get in here, guys, and just do one thing. Just focus on one thing. If you're limited on time because you've got a W-2, you got family, got all these other things, we're not sitting here telling you that in order to be successful, that you have to give up one or the other, that you got to put your family on hold in order to do these. It's all about living an integrated life. Okay, if you go home from work and it's like, hey, I've got family time or you've got to put these offers in, yeah, you might have to sacrifice a little bit. But you know what you could do to sidestep that? Get your ass up earlier. Wake up a little bit earlier, and comp some properties, go through the calculations, figure out what your MAO needs to be. And then when you get off work, you got more time to spend with your family. It's about living an integrated lifestyle, guys. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to create enough financial income so we have the freedom to be able to live the way we want to live. And obviously for a lot of us, that includes spending all of our time as we wish and being intentional about it. You've got to be obsessed. I like that. Me and Luke actually started reading a book this morning together. It's about obsession. But he's right. You guys have to be obsessed. And it's not one or the other. It's about living an integrated lifestyle and living life on your terms.
Absolutely. And Colin Gibney, no, you're not. I am the Facebook Instagram. Colin Gibney.
Oh my gosh, I love him.
So those who don't know Colin's actually our third partner within our business, Third Mind REI. Phenomenal individual, solid gentleman. Love that guy. Yeah, too funny. But absolutely. So yeah, Nathan is in Canada. He's doing deals out of Canada. I'm not for sure if you guys saw Jamil's last promotion he did specifically in Canada. Had a gentleman that made $100,000 within a month. So there is literally deals that be done every single where. Like anywhere. Literally go outside, go to your next door neighbor. I guarantee somebody in your neighborhood wants to sell their home. And you don't never know what they're going through. I can literally go outside right now and actually take this entire, actually switch over to my phone and literally walk and go and knock on somebody's house live. And I guarantee you, probably at the 10th house, somebody's going to want to sell. You just never know what they're going through. I kid you not. And before we got into the real estate, you never had this kind of mindset where, that was even an option. It was just so crazy what the real estate industry could do for you. It's literally that opportunities out there. You just have to go after it and grab it. Why just stay put where you at? Why be comfortable? I hate it. I hate being comfortable. Jesse hates being comfortable. Just literally go out there and just do it. Because that's what I do. That's what Jesse do. And whether we fail or not, hey, we learn from it, move forward. Now we know how to adapt, overcome, and proceed. And literally that brings us to our business today. And it got to a point where a lot of opportunities just come our way. And we don't think twice about it because due to the fact of specifically, someone could bring us right now a $100 million deal right now, 100 units, $100,000 acquisition, whatever the numbers may be, right? 2 years ago, I would have got so nervous. Like, what is this, Jesse? I don't think we could take this on. What is this?
Pass.
No, right. We're not going to respond to this guy or girl, whoever it may be. But now we're at a stage where opportunities knock. Let's take a second and actually underwrite this, see if this could be an opportunity for us. With our community that we have, we know we can literally do anything. And that's not being cocky. It's just more so being resourceful. And I do understand, Jesse and I are very confident what we do. We're not perfect in any means, right? We're not perfect. It's just more so we're just a little bit more experienced. As far as we had a lot more conversations. That is it. That's literally it. We just had more conversations. As Jesse stated earlier, we just a couple more chapters ahead. We're in the same book, just a couple more chapters. And it's not like we're trying to compete. We're not doing anything like that. It's more so, hey, we're looking to work with you, whatever that may look like. If you're in chapter 3 and we're in chapter 4, no problem. Let us go a page back. Hey, John Doe, how can we help you? What does that look like? How can we proceed together? And a lot of people don't look at that. A lot of people, I'm not going to, I don't name drop anything like that. I'm not a name drop guy kind of person, but more so there's a lot of people in the industry compete. And it's great to have a friendly competition and all that good stuff, but more so a lot of people don't want other people to be more successful than them. And that's where people really mess up. They really do. Versus if you see somebody that's in your inner circle and whatever that may look like, and if they're not doing the best they can be doing, you need to have a conversation with that individual. Hey, how can we get you where you need to be? What does that look like? And a lot of people maybe thinking like, okay, why would I help them be where they're going to surpass me? Be honest, I want everyone around me to surpass me 100%. Hypothetically speaking, if I'm making $100,000, I want all 8 people, whoever they may be around me, making $100 million a month. That's plain as day. That's what I want. That's what Jesse wants. It's just more so people got to understand that you got to surround yourself with individuals who want to do not just what they're doing right now, but do better. And what better really looks like to them. Have that conversation and where specifically, is better, making $10,000 next month. Is that really what you want to be to just $10,000 next month, or do you want to be wealthy? A lot of people just want to get rich. Jesse and I don't want to get rich. We want to be wealthy. We want to create a legacy for our family. And a lot of people don't understand that. They think when they make $5,000, $10,000, we made it. No, you didn't. You didn't. You're almost there, but you didn't. So it's just a matter of a lot of people really got to put a lot of things in perspective and understand that literally you're doing yourself a disservice by not really understanding the bigger picture. It's great. Don't get me wrong. The income is great to have it like $5,000, $10,000 a month. It's amazing, right? But you're really doing yourself a disservice, not really thinking about your family and whatever your why may be. Jesse got a whole army over there. He's got a lot of people to feed. Like he's literally got a lot of people to feed. He can't be selfish making $5,000-$10,000 a month and being happy. It's just he's got a lot of people and power to him. I don't got that many. He got about six total. He got to feed. I got literally my household too. That is it. And actually, I think it's actually 7 over there. Just thought about it, like 7 over there. But
yeah, there's a bunch of us just plumbed into this igloo up here.
But it's more so, guys. Just really, really keep your mind open and just ask questions. Literally, ask questions. There's no dumb questions out there. And Jesse mentioned something earlier, specifically that kind of I wouldn't say hit home more so, but recently just happened. And a lot of my family members don't know what I do, right? However, they vaguely think I'm in real estate, maybe a listing agent or anything like that. I don't go into details. They don't. I felt to not waste my breath because it'd be a waste of time. I'm in real estate, right? Now, Thanksgiving Day, and I'm not that guy that really tells stories, so my story a little all over the place. I just want to pre-warn you. But Thanksgiving Day, I was leaving, and one of the individuals, one of my family members, stated, "Why are you leaving?" And I said, "Well, I got to get up at 4:00 in the morning." So, entire family looked at me like I had 4 heads. I'm looking like there's somebody walking in the house. What's going on? It got quiet, and they said, "Why would you wake up at 4:00 in the morning?" "Oh no, I'm going to sleep. I'm not getting up to 9, 10 o'clock." And I'm like, And I did state to them, if you knew where I was going, you'd be right behind me trying to wake up at 4:00. And they laughed at me, right? They did. They laughed at me. And a lot of people in real estate will understand what I just stated. Because we have that mindset where we're trying to literally go somewhere and create wealth. But some of my family members didn't understand what I was saying. I'm going to make myself. Do I getting up? Let me make this very clear. I hate getting up at 4:00 with a passion. It became a new routine. Me, I prefer to sleep at 10, 11 until like 10, 11 o'clock on a daily basis. But no, 11 o'clock can't get the job done. To be transparent, I don't think 4 a.m. can get the job done. Sometimes you may have to get up a little bit early to make sure all your objectives, your tasks, your goals all need to be complete. And when I left the house, I didn't feel guilty. I got in my car, drove home happy to do what I really love to do. Adriana, why wouldn't you share? I want to say, why wouldn't I share what I do in real estate? Oh, I'm assuming.
I think that's what she was asking. Why don't you share with your family?
So, yes, that's actually a very good question. So, I try to share some like very and many variations of what I do in real estate. But when people in life have their mindset set on one thing, it's hard to change that. On a hypothetical, and this is not a true. I'm just going to throw a name out. Hey, Money, just to let you know, I'm in real estate. I do investing. I do this, and this. Do they really care? Sometimes you got to really think about, do your family members really care until you're really successful? They really don't care. Sometimes people ask, how you doing? And then like, I'm doing phenomenal. I'm really doing phenomenal. And the fact that people are, I think Nathan just said it, they are stuck in the matrix 100%. It's hard to change somebody's mindset who's been in the industry, but who's been alive for 35, 50, 60 years. And that's very difficult. And don't get me wrong, I'm only 32. Jesse's 32 as well. We recently just got into the industry, and our mindset surpassed a lot of people that we know that's older than us by years. And I know I just deviated a little bit, but to answer your specific question, I don't share because sometimes I think it's a waste of breath. I share with the right individuals. I'm very, very, very strategic the way I communicate with certain people due to the fact of sometimes you got to really understand, are you wasting your breath? Are you wasting your time? Are you wasting your energy? And versus if somebody would ask that specific question, who's, if I'm in a different room, like hypothetically speaking, when Jesse and I was at Pace's house back in March, that's a different conversation versus someone who's working a 9 to 5 and potentially just trying to be nosy. And I hate to say it like that, but you would definitely know who really cares about what you're trying to do. And that's one thing I think Jesse nailed in it last week. A lot of people watch what you do, but they don't say much. They really watch. You probably get like 100 views on stories, you'll get a million views, whatever that may look like, but they never comment and they never like it, but they're constantly watching. They're looking for you to fail. They really looking for you to fail. Am I going to fail? 100%. But I promise you, I'm going to surpass that. And one thing I really, really love about, one thing about our business is, we always, learn from it. A lot of people don't understand what really, really happens behind the scenes. Like, yes, Jesse and I come on there on a weekly basis. We like to give value to you guys and, answer whatever you guys needs and be a resource. 100%, we love that. But getting down to the nitty gritty of stuff, a lot of people don't really talk about that. Because you got to think about it. A lot of people talk about their wins. And people remember the wins. Let me rephrase this. They like to remember the wins, but however, people need to talk more about the fails so other people can learn from that. And one thing Jesse and I like to do is we really like to talk about the failures that we, come across, because we don't want you guys to go through the same thing we went through. It's great to keep posting. Oh, I closed on this deal. I closed on that deal. Oh, I got $100,000 check. I got a $20,000 check. That's phenomenal. But what happened during that process? What really happened during that process to get you to where that needed so they can avoid it? Did you fill out the contract incorrectly? Did you, didn't put the EMD in, or did you, put the wrong name? Whatever that communication may look like, but what really happened during that process? Because it'd be pretty neat to have smooth process through every single deal, but it's not true. It is not true. And when I'm looking, Adriana will prove them wrong and how to learn. Oh, 100%. Adriana, you're 100%. And to be honest, I don't transparently think about it. All the successful people are in industry, like Max Maxwell, Pace Morby, Kobe Sporbert, Cole Haddock, Ryan Pineda, they all failed in life. I can't name one successful person who hasn't failed. Not successful, but wealthy or rich person who hasn't failed. And if they tell you that they haven't failed, they're lying. You need to unfollow, unsubscribe, do all that stuff from that individual because they're lying. They're definitely lying. I'm just throwing that out there. And a side note, guys, please, we like to communicate with you guys. We don't like to communicate with whoever the Facebook user is. Please give Facebook.
StreamYard.
Or is it StreamYard? Go.
Give StreamYard permission.
Okay. Yeah, give StreamYard permission to view your name so we know who we're speaking to. Let's see. Facebook user, my elevator speech is, I show people how to make double-digit returns on investments. 100%. This is perfect. I wish I knew who I was speaking to, but this is perfect due to the fact that this is the perfect way to get people to gauge and see exactly how they can invest money with you. There's a lot of people that have money parked right now, don't know what to do with it. And this is the perfect way, specifically, if they're looking to lend money or park money somewhere to make money on the return. Great, right here. Sometimes you got to let people know what you're doing in life, but in a strategic way. So we don't just spill out everything, whatever that may look like, but you'll definitely know who to communicate with. And one thing that I think it was, who was it, Zach, or was it John last week, or who was the week that said something that was phenomenal? I forgot who said it, but I know it was. They stated,
I think it was Mario.
Yes, Mario, Super
It was
Mario.
Mario.
Guys, if you don't know who Super Mario is, he's a phenomenal individual. He's back to Monday through Fridays, 8 to 9. He does live cold call. I'm sorry, not cold calls, live agent calls and all that good stuff. He does comps and all. He's an amazing individual. Another phenomenal leader in the mentorship. But his advice, if I remember it correctly, never take advice from someone who you're not willing to take your, I think, trade places
Which
with.
places with? Yeah.
That's what it was. And I thought that was phenomenal. I thought that was phenomenal. Because initially, if you think about it, how many people do you take advice from on a daily basis?
Think about what Chris was just saying about his family. Think about what the things that you potentially hear from your family or close friends.
Yep.
When they tell you, when they give you advice, when they say, hey, that's risky. Oh, this person thinks they're better than us. You know, when you grow up in a household and in a mindset to where $100,000 a year is the standard, and you're talking about 6-figure months,
right?
To somebody who's spent an entire life building up in their head a reason why they can't do that or why that's impossible. What do you think the feedback is from somebody like that? That's why Chris and I, I rarely even talk to my family about this stuff ever, because I don't need that feedback. I don't need that in my life. I'm trying to get somewhere where they can't even fathom. And you have to be really cognizant of that. And so when you're getting feedback from people that are telling you shit like that, like there, for example, so I used to be in the Air Force, and there was a retired colonel. I was talking with him, and I got out just shy of 14 years. And for those of you who don't know, you can get out at 20 years, and you get full retirement and medical and all that other kind of fun stuff. But I mean, in my mindset, I was like, man, 6 years, I'm going to be worth millions and millions in 6 years. What's the cost of me staying in? I'm losing all of that. And and this is what I'm thinking in my head. And this retired colonel, he, he's talking to me. He's like, I can't believe you're getting out. He's like, over the course of a lifetime, just on retirement, the average person makes about $600,000 in retirement over the course of a lifetime. Now think about that for a second. This guy is probably in his 40s or 50s. So he spent the majority of his career thinking about money a certain way, about risk a certain way, about retirement a certain way. He retired from the military, and then he's still working as a DoD contractor, collecting a military retirement. Now, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying for what I want to do, it's not a good fit for me. If I was to do that, I would be living well below what I know my potential is. And I would never have a chance to come back and do it right.
Absolutely.
So how do you think somebody who spends an entire lifetime thinking that way, how do you think it would feel, or how do you think they would feel if I said $600,000 over a lifetime? John, I'm trying to get to $600,000 a month. What do you think kind of feedback I'm going to get from somebody like that? It's not even worth it. Like Chris said, it's not even worth the conversation. It's not even worth the breath. So anyway, I just wanted to hit on what Chris was saying and just kind of hammer down a little bit on that, and just kind of where our mindset is and why Chris and I are so intentional about the conversations that we have and about the people that we share those things with. Because you're very limited on your time. Time is the most valuable asset that you will ever freaking have. One time I went fishing this year. I spent the whole summer fishing and camping with my family. Now, obviously, I was working. I had my laptop and everything there, but comes back to that integrated lifestyle that we're working towards. And so I took my son and my daughter fishing. And for those of you guys who don't know, in Alaska during the summer, the sun stays out like all freaking night long. It is amazing. I love it. So we quit fishing probably around like 10 or 11 at night. Obviously, the sun is still up. And we're walking back to our camper, and there's these older gentlemen that are parked right next to our camper. There's 3 older gentlemen. They were brothers. They're probably in their 60s and 70s. And as we're approaching, they kind of waved me over, and they're kind of asking about how the fishing was and all that other kind of fun stuff. And so I motioned my son and my daughter, hey, go ahead and put your fishing poles up and go in the camper, go get showered and get ready for bed. And so my wife is in the camper and everything, with their other siblings and just kind of wait for them to come in. And so I went over and talked to these other older gentlemen. And guys, here's something that really clicked with me. Here's where I learned something. And this was just this past, I think this was the 4th of July weekend this year. When it comes to being intentional and your time is limited. I went over there and we started talking about fishing. And then, of course, what gets brought up? What's the one thing that gets brought up anytime people get together, whether it's Thanksgiving or whether you're out fishing or whatever it is? Politics. Right? Now, this was, like I said, 10, 11 o'clock at night, something like that. So not like I could really do much in terms of with my time. However, long story short, the point I'm trying to make is I stood out there talking politics for 3 hours with these guys. Politics for 3 hours. And all they were doing, the conversation was not productive, right? Because all people do when they get together and talk about politics, they just bitch.
Absolutely.
There was 3 hours that was just wasted. 3 hours that I will never get back. I'll never be able to do anything with that. Now, think about that. Now, this was, like I said, 10, 11 o'clock at night, so that carried into, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. However, how much of those types of conversations are you having around the water cooler at work? How many of those types of conversations are you having once you get off of work? How many of those types of conversations are you having when you guys get together for Thanksgiving? Chris and I don't have those conversations, not because we're not, aware of what's going on. We're here to make money, guys. I can either spend 3 hours complaining about politics, or we can go call sellers. We can go send some contracts out. We can dive into a book. We can learn more. We can hone our craft. We can help people. How are you spending your time? So this was just a huge epiphany for me, because on that same trip, there was a movie theater in Homer, Alaska that was for sale. It had been sale for like 6 years. And so within a 30-minute conversation of me talking with another investor, we met up in Homer because we were going to buy this movie theater. And we're going to turn it into an Airbnb and do all these fun things. But anyway, my point being is just within 30 minutes of me and this other investor talking, we're already talking about generating ideas and making money together. Within 30 minutes. As a matter of fact, we went and met up with the manager of the movie theater, and they gave us a tour and started telling us all about the movie theater. We started talking about profits and all these other things. Think about what I could have done with 3 hours. It's amazing. It's amazing what you can do if you are intentional with your freaking time. So that being said, I really, Chris and I, we really appreciate you guys being here.
Absolutely.
Because we know that you guys can be doing other things right now in the middle of an afternoon on a Saturday. So hopefully our intention is to come in here, answer questions that you guys have, provide you with a little bit of clarity, help you maybe see things from a different perspective, give you the confidence and the ability to go take action next week and have a better week than you had last week.
Absolutely. Facebook user, hey team, is Dilrick. I hope I'm saying it right. Dilrick from Tobal, Texas. I just joined sub 2. Welcome to the family, man. Welcome to the family. Nice to have you here. Just give StreamYard permission so we can view your actual name. I do want to find some docs like a realtor flyer, Google Docs for a calculation, etc. Can you tell me who I have to contact? One, based off this question, I think it's a little bit, you're maybe an analytical or engineer by trade, more so. Just to let you know specifically, we have all documents related to anything within our private mentorship. So either search the files within our private mentorship and then you can find everything. But in related to like a realtor flyer, I'm not for sure specifically you're looking for. If you're looking like to present like an LOI or anything like that, we can actually give you that form. But a realtor flyer. I haven't heard that in a long time. More so, when it comes to like campaigns, flyers, marketing, mailers, all that good stuff, I don't remember the last time I ever did that. I don't need to. And I'll be honest, Derek, or if I'm mispronouncing, please let me know. I'm very good at butchering names. Just throwing that out there.
It was on his resume.
Just let you guys know. Just have a conversation. You don't need to send a letter out, or you don't need to do this. You don't need to do that, and just have a conversation. Build the credibility. Build the rapport with the realtor, and literally just have a conversation. That will go a lot further. Just sending a mailer out. Now, depending on certain situations, like if their house is in foreclosure or to get attacking a niche list, then specifically you may have to, navigate to that kind of that kind of area. But there's different ways you can go about it. Have I ever did that before? Like when I first got into real estate, yes, but it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me because I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I didn't want to be behind the scenes. I wanted to more so have a conversation, understand the seller's situation or problem, whatever that may look like. And it got to a point where now I have 101 different ways to solve their problem. But Facebook user, Derek, just go into files, sub 2, you find everything there. Literally every single document you ever need. Let's see. Yeah, we have this. Oops, sorry. Hey guys, can't stay this week, but wanted to thank you for another great show. I'll rewatch later. Amazing,
Yo,
Kevin. Great. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Carrie Spears, good to see you here. I'm an Uber driver in the evenings, and I dropped off an older lady who was telling me her house has rats coming in her attic, and if pest control hadn't got them out the house we're selling. She was joking, but maybe not. Should I contact you? 100%. Carrie, let's call her now. She needs help. Yeah. So yeah, Carrie, definitely reach out to us. Let's have that conversation. And there's got to be more to I don't want to say more to the story, but I think she's probably leaving that out because it's too detailed. The information you just gave. So yes, I don't think she's joking with you. Mark Pestwood, many Grace say they have jealousy that is blocked desire. They just want to start maybe boss. What are your thoughts about this, Jesse?
Many Greeks say they have jealousy that is blocked desire. I kind of see where he's coming from with it.
Okay. Nicole Tedder. Good to see you in here,
Nicole.
100% offer her a solution. Always offer her a solution. Figure out more of the story, then offer a solution. Good to see you in here, Nicole. Recommend a credible pest guy, 100%. Nancy,
it's good to see you.
Nancy's been killing it in the mentorship. I know she doesn't post a lot, but she's low-key been doing amazing things behind the scenes. Just throwing that out there. I don't mean to do a spoiler alert, but Nancy, you're amazing. So yeah, there's many ways you can send us deals. You can always send it to our email, thirdmindrei.com. Always put elephant in the subject line, and or specifically reach out to us via text and or Instagram. Our Instagrams are posted somewhere around here. Adriana, I just signed up 4 days ago. What is the elephant challenge, and do we have a guideline?
Great
Jesse,
question.
You want to answer that first person?
Yeah. So the elephant challenge, think about it like this, like jumping into real estate. Chris, would you agree that when you first jumped into real estate or even started getting into creative finance, started surrounding yourself with people like Pace and everybody else in that mentorship and of that caliber, would you agree that it's like just completely overwhelming?
100%.
It's like drinking out of a fire hose.
Yeah, 2 of them.
One on each side. So it's almost you could say it's kind of like trying to eat an elephant. Okay, hence why it's called the elephant challenge. But how do we eat an elephant? How do we eat an elephant, guys? Put in the comments. How do we eat an elephant? I would assume everybody would know this one. That's right. One bite at a time. We eat an elephant one bite at a time. So jumping into real estate, it can be overwhelming. Like we talked about, like you know, especially starting in this elephant challenge, you're like, oh my gosh, I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to run comps. I got to get buyers. I got to talk title companies. I got to learn how to fill out paperwork. I got to blah, 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 right? You do all these things. So overwhelming. The elephant challenge is a way for you to come in with literally $0 and learn how to be successful in real estate. Learn how to start doing deals. Learn how to network. Learn how to have conversations with people. This right here, this Zoom thing, this live that we're doing, every single person who's watching this, you guys should absolutely 100% be coming in here with the intention of, hey, I want to find 10 people over the course of this live that are in the Elephant Challenge, and I want to link up with them next week, and I want to hear about what are they doing in their business, what are their bottlenecks, and where can I come in and lead with value. That's what this Elephant Challenge is. And you get to do all this for free. You got this entire community. And I've said this before, the biggest thing that will aid in anybody's success. It doesn't matter if you got kids and a family and you want to change all this, you know, your legacy, and you've got this big why and you're ambitious and you're driven. None of that shit matters. Okay, that's great. It complements it. Sure. But the biggest thing that is going to aid in your success is going to be community. That's why we have everybody here in this community. You guys can come in here and you can leverage each other. You can leverage Chris and I to come in here and help you guys learn how to succeed. And the things that we're doing, the things we're talking about, and the things we're trying to show you guys, just think about one thing, guys. That's why it goes back to these, you know, learn what your avatar is. Do you love talking to people? I love Sean, thank you. Sean just hit the nail on the head. It's who, not how. You guys are thinking, how do I do this? How do I do this? How do I go find buyers? How do I comp? How do I talk to an agent? Guys, what if I told you that you could make a shit ton of money and never talk to an agent, never talk to a seller, because of what Sean just shared with us? You need to reframe your mind from thinking, hey, I don't have 10 grand, or I don't know how to talk to sellers, or I don't know how to comp, or whatever it is. And your question should then be, who has $10,000? Who knows how to comp? Who is good at negotiating? So Chris and I, we do a lot of things in our business, guys. We have an entire acquisitions. We can help you guys with acquisitions. We can help you with follow-up. We can help you with negotiating. We can help you talk to realtors. We have buyers in all 50 states. You guys have deals that you need to get across the finish line? We can help you do that. You guys need somebody to handle the paperwork? We can do that. If you guys need lenders, Chris and I, our business is officially a bank. Now, do you think Chris and I are sitting here? Do you think we're licensed loan officers? No. We got somebody else who's working under us as a loan officer. But the point that I'm trying to make is, even though we do all these things, Chris and I, we have our roles. Chris, me, and Colin. And we all have our niche things that we do. We do one thing. And so the big thing that's going to aid in your guys' success is go in here, come into the Elephant Challenge, and learn one thing. If you don't love talking to sellers, don't talk to sellers. Get really good at understanding privy. Get really good at going in there, understanding the system in and out. Get really good at going in there and learning how to comp, how to find deals, how to use the filters, how to find your ARV, how to calculate your repairs, how to do your MAO. And then guess what? Go find somebody like Luke. You guys have probably seen Luke. Where's Luke at? Luke, you in here, bro? Go find somebody like Luke who loves talking to people. And say, Luke, hey, I've got 5 deals that I've analyzed, I've ran comps on. Hit this guy up. Hit this guy up right here. This guy will call all of your freaking, all of your realtors. If you guys are thinking, hey, I don't have time to do all of this, you're thinking how. You need to be thinking who, not how. Okay, who has time? Who loves calling? Who can I work with to get these deals done? So just as an example, again, and we've talked about this before, you can wake up in the morning and you can find those 5 properties on Privy and figure out what your maximum allowable offer needs to be. Send those off to somebody like Luke, who loves talking to people. And then you wash your hands of it. I don't have to talk to anybody. I don't have to do anything. I can email those properties over to Luke. Luke's going to call the agent. He's going to build a relationship with the agent, and he's going to submit your offer for you. So if you can get really, really good, if you can put the blinders on and just be the Michael Jordan of that one thing, or maybe you don't like using Privy. Maybe you don't like running all the data and tracking KPIs and figuring out all this other kind of stuff. That's great. Go find somebody else who does, who doesn't love calling, and say, hey, I want to work with you. That's the type of stuff that we're talking about when we say come in here, be intentional. And when you're in that mindset of, hey, I've got a bottleneck, I don't know how to overcome this, your question should now be reframed as, I've got this bottleneck. Who can help me overcome this?
Absolutely. And Adriana, yes, use PACE as the code. I think it's /PACE, or just what they give you the option to code, just put PACE. Also, guys, we'd like to spotlight you. If you're a Gator lender, that's amazing. TC sub 2, love that. I don't know who this is because it says Facebook user. Please grant StreamYard access to show your name on here, okay? But yes, there's a lot of people in here. We got private money lenders in here. We have people who love to be on the phone. We have people who actually love to comp. A lot of people in their business don't like to comp. A lot of people don't like to underwrite it. It's a lot of different things. Like as he stated, find the one thing that you're really good at, and then find others around you, bring them into your business, and see how you guys can work together. That is it. It's very easy. Jennifer, good to see you here. Gator lender. That's another Gator. Jen the closer. Let's see. Allison, good to see you back here. Good to see some familiar faces. Teamwork makes the dream work. Yes, 100%. 100%. I don't know any successful individual out there who don't have a team around them, who's just say, I'm the only one. I don't know. Jesse, do you know anyone out there?
Actually, Chris, contrary to popular belief, I don't.
Got it. Absolutely. But no, Jesse's 100% right, guys. Literally focus on one thing you really love, and then you can source or find other individuals, squad up, whatever terminology you want to utilize, and work with those individuals. Always. Let's see. Are there PMLs who know how to do this? Yes. There are there are thousands of PMLs that know how to do it. No ifs or buts about it. If you're a newbie, let them know. And also, guys, I just want to nail on this real quick. When approaching a private money lender, be very transparent. Don't BS them. That's the quickest way. Let's just say our community it may seem big, but it's very small at the same time. Your name means everything. So I just want to say, basically, how you do everything, like in front of us right now, we wanted to see the same thing behind the scenes. Just please work with morals and ethics. That's all I'm going to say. Just please be yourself in a way it's professional, and you don't want to screw anyone over. Perfect example, I had a conversation with my private money lender over a few weeks ago, actually, and I was extremely transparent on exactly what we wanted to do with the money, how he's going to get the money back to him, what was the next steps, timeline, dates, and what if factors. What if it goes past this date? What is the next steps? Please don't BS your lenders or people you work with just to get the deal done. That's the quickest way to wither yourself out the industry. You may get by that 1 or 2 times, but I promise you it's not going to work out longevity.
Dude, good or bad, the one thing that will affect that'll have the biggest impact on your business is the state and quality of your relationships.
Absolutely. Relationships is everything. Relationships are everything. Facebook user, please, I like the spotlight. I'm also a Gator. I have consuming content. Scott up to someone. I wish I knew who you was.
I wish I knew who it was too, because I want to call him out. We're gonna call him out for being a Facebook user anyway. But what I mean specifically is, you want to squat up with somebody. Cool. What do you need help with? Let's put together a plan. What else you guys got? Do you guys have anything? What are some of the bottlenecks that you guys are facing right now? And let's talk about some of the challenges that you are facing right now in the Elephant Challenge. Let's go over some of those real quick.
Julie, I love Julie. She's amazing.
Julie!
Those who you don't know, Julie, phenomenal individual, credible, well-known individual within the community. If you're not working with Julie, then you're not working with no one. Julie is phenomenal. If you don't, her spirit is amazing. Her energy, she's truly outgoing, and she means what she say. She do produce a lot of content out there, so definitely look out for her content. We actually have another one, Josh. So we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. So his name is Josh. TC Sub 2. So like he does transaction coordinate within the Sub 2 community. Love it.
Ooh, Julie posted something I want to highlight in there.
And don't make the first conversation about 1,000,000%.
I love this. Okay, because people who need PMLs, I see this in Facebook all the time. Check this out. I think I shared this either maybe last week or the week before. But when you guys post something on Facebook, or when you come in here and you post something in the chat, people are watching. People are paying attention. In your mind, you need to be thinking before you post something in the Facebook group, on your Facebook group, or in the chat for everybody to see, or on that first conversation like Julie is getting at. You need to think about it from the perspective of, I have this platform, and think about it as if you were to walk into a boardroom with Grant Cardone, Pace Morby, Jamil, all these amazing guys, Cody Sperber. You got all these millions and billions of dollars just in this room, and you're sitting around this table. You're part of that table, and they're going around one by one by one by one, and you hear each one leading with value, giving advice, and then it comes to you, and your one chance that you have to make an introduction, to introduce yourself. You say some stupid shit on Facebook like, why do I got to work with this person? Or why do people do this? Or I can't believe this is going on. You're using that time, the one shot, to network with other people at a high caliber, and you're criticizing, condemning, complaining, or you're being selfish. You put yourself on a pedestal, you have this platform, and you're like, hey, I need money. How about you go lead with value first?
100%.
What do they need? What do they need? Give them a reason to work with you. Give them a reason to build a relationship with you. I see it all the time on Facebook. Hey, I need a PML. Hey, I need a PML. Hey, I need a PML. If I was the lender and I saw that, there's nothing about that that's like, okay, yeah, let me go throw this guy my money. It's almost like hitting somebody up, shooting a text out to somebody with not even introducing yourself and just saying, hey, I've got a deal, blah, 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 blah. And you start giving the details of the deal. And it's like,
I'm so glad you brought that up. I'm so glad you brought that up. That is, I don't mean to interrupt Jesse, but I do got to say this. That Jesse, everything he just stated is 100% correct. Always lead with value. But when reaching out to people, whether they're in the Sub 2 community or not, or within real estate or just anybody, please introduce yourself. Always introduce yourself. Jesse and I, he's not making that up. We get a lot of text messages. They just start talking about the deal. This is what's going on. It needs to close by this date. Who are you? No disrespect, but just who are you? Hi, my name is Bill Joe, whatever that may look like, and wherever you saw us from, or whatever that communication may look like, but always introduce yourself and always leave with value. Always leave with value.
Now, Chris and I hand out our numbers, and a lot of people save them, and then maybe they're thinking, I don't think it's intentional necessarily, right, that they're coming off like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
yeah.
it's the point that you're not being cognizant of how that might come across. If you take, or not even just Chris and I, if you take anybody's number and you save it, and then a week later you reach out to that person, how does that person have your number? So be cognizant of that. Anyway, I just wanted to hammer down on that.
100%. Yeah, Jesse, Luke and I, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Luke met his private money lender just having a simple conversation at the gym. At the gym, you just don't never know. You never know. You literally never know who your next where your next opportunity, where your private money lender. I can speak right now. Private money lender is going to come from my personal attorney. He's one of my private money lenders, and I have attorneys in right now in 12 states. I have attorneys in state. Just roll thumb, guys. If you just want to throw this out there, if you're working in multiple states, always get an attorney. Whether you're going to utilize them right then and there, vet an attorney. Get them. Always make sure you have an attorney in mind. But I do have a go-to attorney that's based in New York. I got one in Pennsylvania. I got one in literally Texas. I got one in Arizona, like everywhere. Always, because you never know. Sometimes you may have come across where Jesse and I actually had quality conversations with literally sellers who are attorneys and who never heard of subject to. So you may have to get your attorney involved to have that conversation, because that may be a little bit more challenging as far as the communication piece. Sometimes they need to speak lawyer language to get that across, which is totally fine. Facebook user, I'm a newbie. I need to take action with you guys. Thank you for all you do. No, thank you for being here, man. That's the first start. You're taking action now. You being here. But for transparency, we don't want you to be here for long. We want you to take the value, whatever is given, squat up with the people in the side chat, and literally specifically work with them, and then come back and, tell us some of your failures. Tell us some of your wins that you did. Come back next week and say, "Oh, I closed this deal," or $15,000 check, whatever that may look like. But I don't want you to be in a situation where you're in the same spot 6 months from now, still wondering what's wrong, what's the next step, why I'm not making any money. You don't want to be in that situation. But thanks for being here, though. Absolutely. Luke, I'm an engineer. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. So I just pulled up the Facebook. So yes, I do see it now. You need Josh Jeter. Yes, okay. I think you got to give StreamYard. You have to give StreamYard permission to show it. I'm not for sure. Where you have to go to, I think it's 3 dots. You have to just grant permission, but absolutely. This one, I'm looking at the comments right now. It says Facebook user, but I'm looking at my phone. It says Kathy. Thank you. Appreciate your time and value. Absolutely. Thank you for being here. Mark Hudson, with 8 billion people on this planet, the last USA printing of 7 trillion, there's no lack of whatsoever. Read that again, please. So I'm going to interpret that a little bit. I'm just interpret that just a little bit. Take action. There's no excuses. That's my interpretation of it. Let's see. So, guys, we got some exciting stuff coming up. I just want to throw that out. We got some very exciting stuff. The next few weeks, we're going to have our, as Jesse said earlier, we're now a lending company. So we're going to have one of our guys who works under us come in and explain some of our loan products that we can give to you guys. We actually want to also bring in an agent who's also an investor and then as well. And, tell us some of the things he's seen on the back end in regards to like being an agent, also being an investor, some of the things he's doing as, an agent listing properties and some of the properties he's holding and where the market is going and how he's actually overcoming some of his challenges within his business. Because initially, a little backstory, he actually was, full-time real estate real estate agent, I should say, that he kind of switched towards the investing side of things because he saw where the market was going. So he's going to come in and talk a little bit about that as well. So it's pretty exciting. And the stuff that's coming up. we're going to get Pace Morby on here, guys. That's going to be extremely exciting. Pace is going to come on, he's going to speak. Yes, we're going to have him on the multi-family Zoom in a few weeks. I think it's 2 weeks, the 7th, 8th, 9th, if I'm not mistaken. And that's going to be phenomenal. And one thing, I want to get Carly on here. I think we should get Carly on here.
Yes. Yes.
I think we should get Carly on here. I think that'd be phenomenal. I think that'd be amazing to get Carly on here. Let's see. Are you guys going to the New Jersey? No, I'm not. That's only like 5 hours away. That's like a hop, skip away. And me, when I say 5 hours, that's nothing to me. I drive all the time. So unfortunately, I won't be there Wednesday. But I know for a fact he is coming to New York, well, close to New York.
Yeah. And I travel by dog sled. So if I was going on that on Wednesday, I should have had to left like 2 Wednesdays ago.
Absolutely.
So,
guys,
that's what we do.
First time joining us on this show or podcast, whatever you want to call it, Jesse actually lives in Alaska. So when he states that, that's what he means by that. Just want to clear that up. He really lives in Alaska.
This guy's living in Phoenix and just travels in dog sled.
But yeah, he lives in Alaska. I'm based in New York, but we do deals all over. We successfully close in over 14 states. Just want to throw that out there. We're going to attack all 50 eventually, but 14 successfully. So there's a lot of different nuances and communications within like different states and all that good stuff. But it's pretty neat where a lot of people wouldn't think you can actually virtually do a lot of things. I'm virtually the property we just bought. I'm technically virtually fixing flipping it. And it's a lot of different things, with this community. If you need people behind you to get things to the finish line. And it's kind of, I actually love this community, right? Because this deal that Jesse and I just bought and our other business partner, Colin, it came from a sub-2 student. We bought it. And then, initially, that's so funny, probably another sub-2 student was going to list it. And it's all within the community. Like literally in the contractor initially was, of course we was trying to look for a sub-2 student who was a contractor to see if we can do it all collective, keep it within the family. Of course, we had to source one out in little Alaska. Of course, we don't have that many contractors out there, but we made it work out more so. It's pretty phenomenal. Like for transparency, I would never thought I would own anything in Alaska. I would never thought. A couple years ago, I'm like, Alaska, real estate, what is that? But it really opens your mind up on a daily basis what the limitations really are. Oh, congratulations. Thank you, Mark. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Mark.
Jesse, we don't have South London.
Dude, that's right. We don't, man. You know what? Let me talk about this for a second. Luke is a freaking badass. Him and I, we have this bromance for between us and David Goggins. And we're always talking about challenging ourselves. And Chris did just a phenomenal challenge. Guys, this is I know we spent a good chunk of this talking about mindsets, but I really want to hammer down on this really quick, because the only thing that's keeping you from living the life that you are capable of is truly whether you think you can accomplish it or not. I read somewhere in the comments when Chris was talking about multi-million-dollar commercial properties, somebody said, hey, I've got some leads like that right now, but I don't think that I can do that. I don't know what to do. That's something we can help you with. And then you're a part of it, and now you've done it. It's literally that easy. Whether you think you can or you can't, that's the type of shit that's holding you guys back from doing the things that you want to do, from becoming that person. If you're giving yourself the excuse of, hey, I can't put in 5 offers a day, that's literally what's keeping you from doing it. And so we always do like these little challenges between, in our business with me, Chris, and Colin, and recently with Luke. But for example, Chris did something that was just, I'll never understand that one, but I'm going to try it at some point, bro. But Chris, I remember we're having a business meeting one day, and Chris is like, yeah, I'm going to do a 21-day fast. We're like, what? He's going to fast for 21, like he's doing a water fast. Like I know most people, if you guys are familiar with like intermittent fasting, you know, you can have like black coffee and what else? Is it tea?
Yeah, black
coffee, tea, and water. Chris didn't even do that. Chris was like, no, I'm not doing any of that. It's just water for 21 days. Now, did Chris have to do this? No. He looks fantastic, right? He's like a younger looking Denzel. But he did it just to see if he could. Just to see if he would falter, if he would cheat, if he would sneak a couple goldfish. Because that's what I would do. But Chris did it for no other reason than to just elevate himself, to push himself, to see what he's truly capable of, to be just absolutely uncomfortable. And I just thought that was just absolutely amazing. And when he told me that, like, I couldn't have been more proud. As if I couldn't have been up to that point anyway. Because Chris and Colin have been phenomenal business partners and friends and brothers. But when he did that, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in the right circle. I'm in the right room. And since then, it has just been, I think Chris is going to try to go 21 days without breathing next, right? I think that's the next challenge. But he wasn't doing like 3-day fast or 4-day fast or anything prior to that. He just did it. Just to freaking see if he could, just to push his boundaries, his limitations in his mind. There's a story to go along with that. There's a story that there's this guy who had David Goggins. For those of you who don't know who David Goggins is, he's a retired Navy SEAL. This guy used to be 300 pounds. He was 300 pounds at 2 different points in his life. He got all these awards and broke all these records and did all these really, truly amazing things. But all simply just from a mindset thing. And this guy invited David Goggins to go live with him for 30 days, just so this guy could learn and get into that mindset and see things from a different perspective. And on day 1, hour 1, they get like a pull-up bar that you wedge it in between the door jambs. And David told this guy that he's living with now for 30 days, he said, hey, go up here and see how many pull-ups you can do. And so the guy, Max, I don't know what he did, like 10, 12 pull-ups, something like that. And he came down, did a 30-second rest, and he told him to get back up there. The next set, he did like 7 or 8, waited another 30 seconds, said, get back up there. He did maybe 3 or 4. And then again, I think he maybe did 1. And then he couldn't do them anymore. And then David told him, he said, all right, we are not leaving until you do 100 pull-ups. After he couldn't even do 1. And so he went on to explain, we have this thing in our minds. It's called a 40% rule. When you get home from work, when you're tired, when you're sore from the gym, whatever that is, when you think that you can't do it, when you have nothing more to give, you're actually only about 40% of what you're truly capable of doing. Think about that. How many of us, and including myself, how many of us fall short simply because in our head it's like, man, I've got nothing left to give. I can't go anymore. I've only had 3 hours of sleep. I haven't even been to sleep. Whatever it is. But what's the cost of doing that? Like it's been crazy going through this transformation because it really all is mindset. It really all is mindset. And now the way that I'm looking at things is like, man, I'm scared to go to sleep because I might miss the opportunity to be successful.
And one thing that Jesse doesn't have, right? He's 4 hours behind us. He is 4 hours behind us. We're in Eastern Standard Time, so initially, he did. In his eyes, a lot of people who's in his time zone wanting to get up early. They wake up, like for instance, if I'm waking up at 8 a.m., they probably wake up at 8 a.m. and it's probably 12 o'clock my time. Versus Jesse's a little bit different. Our first business meetings start at 8 a.m. So Jesse is up at what time? 4 a.m. Adriana, he lives in Alaska, good old Alaska. Good old Alaska. So his time zone is very different, and a lot of people don't understand that specifically. That's a different mind shift. A lot of people say, "Oh no, I don't got time for it. Let's not be in that meeting." But one thing that we always do, we make sure we our calendar links is scheduled in various times to give everyone the opportunity to make it happen, right? And at the end of the day, you can come up with 1,000 excuses, but if you really want to, have a quality conversation, whatever that may look like, you're going to make the time work out. But one thing that I really admire with Jesse, as far as, and also our other business partner, Colin, the last 3, 4, 5 months, the meetings we've been doing on a daily basis, we spend about 30 to 40 hours on Zooms. Faithfully, we're always there. No offense about it. We're on the Zooms. And more or less, Jesse has not missed one Zoom. He has not missed a single Zoom. And I'm not just saying that because we're literally on the spotlight right now, but I kid you not, he has not missed one Zoom. And literally, if it's 8 o'clock a.m. appointment, Eastern Standard Time, he's there at 4 a.m. He make it happen. There's no excuses. And it really tells the mindset, because there's plenty of times where people say, oh, I'll call him back, or I'll do this, I'll do that. No, do it right then and there. And literally train your mindset to actually understand what's really going on. The other day, Jesse and my business partner know this, but it's so funny. Colin actually called me out. He said, dude, did I really see an email come over at 3:42 a.m.? and I was literally sending emails out because I knew I had an agenda and I had a task to complete. I had about 17 or 18 different tasks on my list, and I wasn't going to sleep until it got done. But in my eyes, it had to get done. I can't keep pushing it to the next day, pushing it to the next day, pushing to the next day. If I continue to do that, I wouldn't be on this call today, to be transparent. I'll probably still be in the hospitality industry as a general manager, not owning my own business and businesses. I have several businesses now. A lot of people don't understand that it's a big mind shift. It's great to go to work 9 to 5. That's phenomenal. Let's own your own business one day. Let's literally own multiple. It's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal thing to wake up when you really want to. At the end of the day, Jesse and I can get up anytime we want. If we really want to wake up at 10, 11, 12 o'clock in the midday, we could. We really could. But we're so intentional with our time and what we're trying to achieve in life. It's gotta make sense. So in order for us to achieve what we're looking to do, we have to wake up a little bit early. So I didn't mean to deviate the conversation, Jesse, but I just wanted to.
No, you didn't, bro. Thank you for your input. Thank you for the kind words.
Is that SuperMario in the comments? I'm seeing. Did I see SuperMario? Thanks, Jennifer. I much appreciate it. You're both extremely dedicated, 100%. And you got to surround yourself with individuals who are. Don't surround yourself with people who are just trying to take. Leave with value, 100%. And Jennifer, you're going to be great as well. I see some of the things you're doing too. Adriana, how did you two meet? We actually met at
Chili's.
Yeah, right. That's actually a good question, Adriana, because Jesse's in Alaska and I'm in New York, right? So you think like two opposite sides of the world. How did they really meet, right? And Jesse and I actually met at Pace's house. We met Pace's party. He had a party that he had over in Phoenix, Arizona. We both flew out there, and that's how we met. We met back in March of this year. Feel like a lifetime ago, but
it's gone by like that.
Absolutely. I like the schedule. Actually, I'm going to put the link in the comments for you guys. Let me just find it.
I think that only shows up on YouTube. But nope.
Got it. You are absolutely right. Let me copy it and paste over to here.
So this is the link. Chris is going to try to throw it in the comments. But this link right here, scrolling on the bottom of the screen, if you guys just like screenshot it real quick so you can type it or whatever, that's where you guys can book. If you guys want to get in and we can do like a one-on-one and see what you guys have going on and how we can work together and make some money and do all that other kind of fun stuff. Schedule a call with us, guys. We'd love to link up with you guys. We'd love to work with you. That's why we're here. Let's be intentional. Everybody here knows who Babe Ruth is, right? What's up? So Babe
All
Ruth.
right, so I just put it up. Just put it in the comments, guys, if you guys need it. It should pop up soon. I hope it pops up.
Oh, there it is. I see it.
Okay. There you go. And guys, just to let you know before anything, that is a Zoom. That is a Zoom. That's not a phone call. Yes, we like to see your numbers, see how we can work together and all good stuff. But usually when people schedule calendar links, it's always a Zoom call. And guys, it's okay if you guys can't make the Zoom. Just please let us know in advance. Because like I said, Jesse and I, we spend our time very intentional. It's very time blocked out where we're doing a lot of specific tasks throughout the day. So we want to make sure we can cater our time to you and block that out. So if you can't make it, please let us know, and or just reschedule automatically so somebody else can get that time slot who couldn't get it before.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for. I'm gonna hit on that again. If you guys can't make it, please, no problem at all. But let us know. Please just don't show up, because Chris, Colin, and myself have arranged our entire day so that we can sit there and meet with you and be intentional with that time. So please,
Absolutely.
be intentional with it.
Chris, how long did it take you to jump from your former business to go full time into real estate? 2 days. No, I wish it was. I wish I knew who this was. Damn. Well, Facebook user. I was in the restaurant industry for 9 years, 7 years as a GM, 2 years as a director of operation. And full transparency, COVID pushed me into more so the real estate industry. When COVID closed down all our restaurants and all that good stuff during that time period, more so, as everyone know, everyone was collecting the specific, I think it was called unemployment checks back then and all that good stuff, or stimulus checks, wherever. I can't remember the exact wording of it, but yeah, so everyone was collecting that. Of course, I was collecting that as well because they shut down the world, and it got to a point where, I'm stacking. I won't say stacking the checks. The checks are just compiling, right? There is in the bank account what I'm really doing with it. A lot of people was just wasting the money. There's BS and they're throwing money away, buying unnecessary crap that they really don't need. But I really got into. I was always, be honest, I always wanted to get into real estate. And his name is Max Million. He lives in Rochester, New York. Him and I graduated. He's a successful individual. He has properties in Florida, nationally, all good stuff. He used to come into the restaurant on a daily basis and always say, "Hey, Chris, get into real estate, get into real estate." And at that time, I was that guy. My mindset wasn't right, but not right in a good, let me rephrase that. I don't want you guys to think I'm do anything crazy, but it's more so he kept saying, get into real estate, get into real estate. And at that time, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to do it. But I never did. But when the restaurant actually shut down, it was more of an eye-opener. Okay, let me go get my license. Because at the time, that's why I thought the only way to get into real estate was to get your realtor license. And then a month go by, I'm buying the license. I'm going to be a realtor in New York and all this other stuff. But it got to a point where halfway through the course, I stopped, completely stopped. Because that's when I joined Cody. I mean, that's when Cody Sperber's ad or Facebook, wherever ad came across. But I joined, I thought it was like a scam, how you can make this, and this. And Cody Sperber's mentorship, I used the money that I was receiving from the stimulus, the unemployment checks, literally, and invest that to that program, that mentorship. And then that's when I started to understand, not clearly, just the basics, the fundamentals of wholesaling and what that looks like and all that good stuff. But 6 months later, it took me 6 months to get my first deal. It took me 6 months, and it was in the state of New York. And those who don't know already, New York is already a challenging state because, you got to have attorney. We don't have title companies. We got to have attorney to facilitate most times the seller side of things and also the buyer side of things. And sometimes even the wholesaler, depending on specifically what kind of transaction. But I didn't really start to grasp wholesaling until I joined Sub2 and really thoroughly understand from the conversations with Pace, the one-on-one I had with Pace, just the the nuances, the different things that was actually out there. And maybe really rethink a lot of things where the conversations I was having with sellers, it wasn't quality conversations. It wasn't rapport. Like people don't understand what rapport really is. How many cats, dogs, mice you have in your house? They don't. That's not rapport. That's not rapport. Basically, you guys probably gonna hate this, but rapport is credibility. That's all it is.
Say it loud for the people in the back.
And more so, just like once you got the credibility, the rapport is there. And if I can change, and to be honest, I don't regret anything in life. I wouldn't change those conversations because it helped me bring me to where I'm at today. It was like a learning curve for me. Like I'm not the same person when post pre-COVID or post-COVID, whatever you want to say. That's when I really took it on and took it very serious. Like I'm going to actually take this on and really start building a wholesale business. Then it really got to a point I'm, building a wholesale business. I'm actually getting partners now. We're building this business, a third mind business. We're building a transaction coordinating business. Like all these different businesses we have within like so many opportunities, and the sky is the limit. So to answer your question overall, it probably took me a month or so to really understand this is really what I want to do. Because this is, and to be honest, name one wealthy person or rich person who doesn't have their money either invested in real estate or are involved in real estate some kind of way.
It's a dead giveaway right there, bro.
Yeah. If the world shuts down again, people are going to need somewhere to sleep. People are going to need cars to get somewhere. And it's a lot of different things people don't really take that into consideration. Technology is crazy. Assets is all around us. The ground we step on is real estate. The grass you probably rolling around, the beaches you probably at, I don't know. Shit, the snow I'm looking at right now, I'm like, I want to get out of here. But
Mickey D's, dude. Mickey D's is a real estate company, bro.
Yeah. So it just matter like going into real estate, man. I wouldn't change anything. And I think it's always about timing. I'm never the one that force anything to ever happen in life. I'm always the one to be very humble. I was never the one to fit in. Not in high school, college, families. They want you to dress a certain way, and all that good stuff. I don't care about none of that. I can care less. I really can care less. There's a lot of people I know. They got to have the new shoes. They got to have the new jewelry. They got to have new this, new that, new cars. I've been driving my same car for the last 5 years. And to be fully transparent, can I get another one tomorrow? Yes, I can. Why? To show it off? No. Humble. And that's a lot of times people got to humble themselves and be grateful for what they have and where they are in life. They really got to be grateful. I'm very grateful for what I have. I'm very grateful for the four walls I live on a daily basis. I'm very grateful from getting home from on a daily basis from my office and back and forth. And just very, very humble to be around individuals like Jesse and my other business partner, Colin. And like a lot of people don't understand, like you really need to understand and humble yourself before you start doing all this extra stuff. Just really humble yourself and understand that it could be much worse. Joe, it feels like I'm starting all over and growing. It's 100%. Jesse and I felt that way. Jesse and I always have conversations about it. And literally, you're not the same person, man. You're not the same person. Jesse and I are not the same person as last week.
You know what's interesting about that? And I wanted to add on too, guys, to go along with what Chris was saying, gratitude. But what Chris is not saying is just because you are grateful and you're expressing gratitude for the clothes on your back, for the meal in your belly, for your family, for the cars that you have, for the job that you have, whatever it is, that doesn't mean that you have to settle either. Because I remember getting around for Thanksgiving dinners and they're $100,000 a month. No, hey, you should just be grateful for what you have. You can express gratitude, but that doesn't mean that you guys need to settle either. Humble and hungry.
I like that, actually.
So it feels like I'm starting over. And to go along with what Chris is saying, yeah, we're not the same people. We're not the same people that we were. Guys, for those of you who don't know, Chris and I started our business 5 months ago.
Literally 5 months ago.
Literally 5 months ago. On June 1st of this year. But that's what hungry and humble looks like. That's what intentional looks like. So guess what? Here's what's interesting, though, because Chris and I have been doing this for a couple years. But guess what? When we started this new business June 1st, guess what? We weren't starting from nothing. We were starting from ground zero. It's a brand new business. But we were starting from experience. Chris, Colin, and I, we have failed like nobody's business. So when the three of us got together, we knew what we were not going to do. And we were so stinking intentional. Right down to and our communication has been on par. Even right down to the last, when we get an email, the first one of us to see it texts the other one the other ones in the group chat just to say, hey guys, you're going to get an email notification, so you see it here and here, to make sure that nothing gets overlooked. But those are things that we've learned from previous partnerships, from failing and having things go, oversight. Right? So those are the things that, just those minute little things, man, they make all the difference. Attention to detail. They make all the little difference. So when you come together, yeah, you might feel like you're failing, or you might feel like you're not where you want to. But when you approach it from the mindset and you're intentional with, hey, what happened today and how can I do it better? Dude, I so agree with that, Mike. Chris for president, 100%.
Yeah, Mike's amazing individual. Amazing.
Guys, Mike Diaz is a guy you want to know. If I were you guys, I'll go slide in his DMs. Go line up a time to connect with Mike. Mike is awesome.
Absolutely. And looking at this right here. This is perfect. You guys are squatting up. I love to see this. Adriana, thanks for being here today. You're phenomenal. Just guys, please. This is squat up with each other and see how you guys can do deals together. Always lead with value. See, what that conversation may lead to. You just never know. Adriana, Mike Diaz is in the comments. We personally worked with him before. We've done many deals together. He's based in New York. However, he's doing deals virtually as well, and has a killer team behind him. He's a young guy, 21 of age, extremely successful. I wish, I'm 32. Jesse's 32. I wish I would have gotten into the industry at his age. But no, I was out, partying and all that BS, But no, it's just, he's an amazing individual. You guys got to get to know him. Let's see. Look at that. Supreme on fire. Sound familiar. But yes, great job, guys, connected. And Luke, thanks for being here as well. Deal makers. Super Mario's back in the building.
There he is.
Super Mario. That is Super Mario. That is the one and only Super Mario we was talking about earlier, guys. If you're not connected with Super Mario, I'm not for sure if he switched the times back, but his original times were Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Eastern Standard Time, where he does a lot. He does, comping. I know he does a lot of agent outreach. He does it live. I'm not for sure if he switched the times back specifically, but I know for a fact he's got a great Zoom weekly basis, faithfully, and hope you had a great Thanksgiving, man.
Mario, love you, bro. Love you. Yeah. Guys, please hit up Super Mario. If you guys are joining, because I've seen a couple people in the comments, they're like, hey, what is the Elephant Challenge? How do I get started? I've been consuming content, but I'm ready to take action next month when Pace starts going. Guys, listen, if you guys don't know already, you guys can go, the Elephant Challenge isn't like a once a month deal. It isn't like, hey, Pace is doing this for 3 or 4 days and I'm going to go jump on it and I'm going to do this with Pace. This is a 24/7 thing. And you have elephant leaders like myself, Chris, and Super Mario that are doing these things so we can be a resource for you guys 24/7. Okay? Super Mario is doing his Zooms every single day. So as you guys are taking action, and you guys need clarity, or you need questions answered, or you need help comping and learning and doing all these different things. You don't have to wait once a week to have these Zooms, or once a month until, Pace does his. Mario is doing his every single day. Get in there, guys. Network, be intentional, meet other people in Mario's. Mario is a phenomenal individual, and he's a phenomenal leader. I absolutely love him, and I'm very grateful and humbled at his friendship, and the opportunity we've had to get to know him and to work with him.
So, just give you a quick update. Well, Emily, you're 100% right. Mario's the best. Go give her supreme. So he did update the times. It is Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 12 p.m. to 1 when he does the live calls. Tuesday and Thursdays from 8 to 9 Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, guys,
you guys get to hear live calls being made to agents,
and this is a perfect reason why there's no excuse why you can't be making money in this industry. Literally, you got live support Monday through Saturday, no ifs or buts about it, and even on Sundays with Sunday service from a lot of people in the community. 7 days a week, 6 weeks, 6 days of literally live Zooms and all that good stuff, and especially with this challenge, there's $0 in marketing, really. There's really little to nothing. Great to see you here. If you guys don't know her, she's amazing. She's amazing. There's a lot to come with her. She's a lot. I want to get you on here. I want you to share your story and all that good stuff, and definitely want the people to get some value from what you have to say as well. But absolutely, you guys are amazing. Emily is a dispo queen in Tampa. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, guys, if you're looking for buyers, if you're looking for private money lending, if you're looking for just a resource, we're all in here. Connected with Jesse and or anybody. Connect with Emily. Connect with Nicole, Tedder, Mario.
Julie.
These are people. Julie. These are people who are doing deals. Mike Diaz. It's okay to ask a person how many deals you've done before. It is okay to do that. You don't want to make sure you want to avoid the blind leading the blind, right? It's great to, make friends, it's all that stuff, but ultimately, you want to make money at the same time. So make sure you're connected with the right people. Baby elephant error. No worries. In about a month, you won't be a baby elephant. You'll probably be making, 6-7 figures, whatever that may look like. And when I say in a month or so, guys, these are really two numbers. People in our mentorship are making 6, 7, 8 figures a month faithfully. Long as they're being intentional. Somebody said it earlier, I forgot who said it specifically, but I think it was you, Mark, actually. It says something along the terms. Pace stated that if you're not consistent for 90 days straight, then you're not consistent at all. I'm actually going back to your comment, but more so, yeah, it's all about consistency. Don't get the shiny object syndrome. Don't try to, because a lot of people, Jesse and I experienced that as well. Especially in our beginning phases, but we got the blinders on now. Literally, if someone posts about $100,000 check of a novation, don't stop what you're doing to deviate. Now you got the shiny object syndrome. Don't deviate. Stay when you're not in your lane, I should say. Stay what you're trying to do and stay consistent at that. Then once you accomplish what your objective or whatever they may look like, if you're trying to wholesale just strategically, like single family homes, just keep doing it. If you want to jump into multifamily now and you haven't completed your first deal in a single family, you wonder why it's not working out, you want to try novation, you want to try note vesting, you want to try this, you want to try that. You got to pick one. Now, don't get me wrong, have Jesse and I did a multiple different, ways of closing the deal 100%, but more so when starting off, you're going to overwhelm yourself. You don't want to do that. That's the biggest thing you don't want to do. You really don't want to overwhelm yourself, and then you're just going to get to a situation where you're going to just not want to leave your 9 to 5. You're going to not want to get into real estate because it's easy.
Absolutely.
And one thing that Jesse and I, we don't like easy. We like uncomfortable.
Guys, Chris hit the nail on the head. Please, I beg you, I hope you guys took notes there. Okay, if you're getting into this and you guys are getting into preview and you're comping, and you feel like you don't have the success that you need, and it's only been 2 or 3 weeks, if you haven't been consistent for 90 days, you haven't done shit. Okay? You got to give it 90 days. You got to do one thing for 90 days. Don't do something for a week. Don't do something for a month. Don't do something for 2 months. and then you see somebody else post a check for 40 grand or 30 grand because they were out door knocking, and then just stop what you're doing and go door knock. Because then 2 weeks later, you're going to see somebody else get another check. You're like, oh my gosh, what were you doing? Oh, I got this from a probate lead. And you're like, oh my gosh, okay, well, the elephant challenge isn't working. Door knocking didn't work. I'm going to go talk to freaking probate attorneys, or whatever the hell you're going to end up doing. Don't do that. Don't get caught up in it. The bad thing about real estate, the negative thing about real estate, is there are too many ways to be successful in it. Whatever you guys choose to do is going to work. That's why 90% of millionaires are involved in freaking real estate. So don't get too distracted. Stay on there. I think somebody posted something.
Dante, man, I reached out.
Dante, reach out to me right now.
There we go.
Shoot me a PM right now, Dante, and I'll text you my phone number.
Dion, there you go. Boils down to timing and consistency. I think I'm a firm believer timing is everything. Everything. Literally, timing is everything, and a lot of people don't understand that. You can't force things to happen. But you can evaluate the situation, though. Don't force it, but you can evaluate. And one thing I really learned is, everything is going to play out the way it's going to play out.
Success happens when preparation meets opportunity. Dante said, how? Go Facebook, Jesse R. Stanton. I love it.
Okay. Did you get? Let's see. Facebook user. I wish I knew who this was. Guys, please grant StreamYard permission to utilize your name. But you can always connect. You can connect with me on Instagram. All my social medias are chris.jamesrei. I do put my number out there. If you are going to text me, please introduce yourself. Not as Facebook user, but just introduce yourself, whatever that may look like. Nicole, thanks for being here again as well. But you can always connect with me through you can just text me, shoot me a PM, whatever the social media platform you are on. You
can go find him on OnlyFans.
Cat's out of bed, guys. My fifth business. There we go. But
that's why he had to be up at 4 a.m, and that's why he's not telling anybody. Got it. I told somebody one time, they're like, "Where'd you and Chris meet?" I was like, "OnlyFans."
Too funny. That's his side business. Yeah, absolutely, guys. Let's see. Somebody asked, "What is microflipping?" That is an Astro. That's Jamil's mentorship. That is Jamil's mentorship. I wish I knew who I was speaking to. Microflip is more so. I know I don't like this word, but I'm going to say it. It's daisy chaining more so, but more so is. Jesse, how would you articulate this to make them understand exactly?
That's how I would do it.
Okay. So yeah, I would say it's more so daisy chaining. Get whoever brings the buyer first wins. I hate to say that sounds horrible. But more so, Jamil in this community, he's got a phenomenal community. Let me just pinpoint that out. He's got great leaders in there. John is an amazing leader. Not for sure if you know John Godin or Golden. Matthew Justice is also in there. Irvin Brooks, phenomenal individuals that's in there. But more so, their number one thing is wholesaling. Wholesaling traditionally, they started moving over to the creative finance thing, but it's mainly wholesaling, having multiple people involved. So instead of having your normal like 1 or 2 people doing a JV, you may have 3 or 4 people in there. So you're kind of micro flipping into the end buyer. Let's see. Joel saying, connecting with people is so important. You need accountability. People you can bring deals to and learn, ask questions, etc. 1,000%. Relationships is key. Networking is key. And also not just networking and relationships. You need a board of advisors. You need a board of advisors, and that's something that literally you need somebody to hold you accountable. You need someone to kick you in the rear to let you know, like, hey, Chris, you're fucking up today. You're doing this or you're doing that. You need those individuals. I personally don't want people who are not around me who's not doing that. I don't want to say, oh, Chris is going to be okay. No, Chris, this is not okay. We need to do this, this, and this. I need that. Because if you're not going to get to the next level. You're not going to scale in the right direction if you don't have those individuals around you. And a lot of people are okay, with being, babysit and all stuff, or held hand, or whatever, however you want to, state it. But Jesse and I, we sometimes got to call it as it is. Hey, Jesse, you're not doing this and this. Well, how can we move forward? Versus Jesse, it's okay. Don't do that. No. Jesse and I were very, and especially other business partners, we're very blunt individuals. We're it's almost to a point like, damn, like did he mean it that way? But yeah, which is pretty neat. We got to know each other and understand exactly what we need, not within our personal life, but also our business itself. So which makes it works. Vicky, good to see you here. I'm a newbie in South Carolina. I'm sorry, California. So excited to be in this community. Well, welcome. Everyone is so willing to help. I just signed up to get the Gator Method training. Will be in the Elephant Challenge. Can't wait to 100%.
Yo,
Vicky,
reach out. Let's go.
Definitely, let's work together. Let's do some deals and all that good stuff. Let's make millions. Facebook user. Oh, there we go. I think he's probably talking to someone else.
When we're doing on-market listing, how deep are we buying right now? So traditionally, what Chris and I are just kind of seeing is once you guys, for even for on-market, we're just kind of doing the typical 0.7 minus rehab minus wholesale fee. It's kind of what we're seeing right now is just a general rule of thumb across. Like Chris said, we're doing all 50 states. We've done deals in 14 states right now, and that's kind of just been the consistent consensus right now. Would you agree, Chris?
100%. Yeah, you just want to be on the safe side. Stay with 70%. I know, primarily Arizona was like at one time 0.94 when it was hot and market was hot. Florida was 0.85. We had to nail down to the T exactly where the market was buying, especially at a cash deal. That's why, creative finance is taking over. It's definitely taking over, and we love it. People think a crash is coming. Whether that crash is coming or not, we're still going to be buying. No offense about in all 50 states. And I just want to pinpoint something. When we say we're buying if the numbers make sense. If the numbers make sense, we're not going to just buy just for the hell of it. The numbers got to make sense. Obviously, got to be return, cash flow, whatever that may look like. And a lot of people think, oh, if they're buying, just send them the deal. ARB is 360, and then also wants to buy it at 350. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. So, and we love to, have those conversations and explain why it won't happen. But, that's why people got to understand you got to have a conveyor belt of deals in your pipeline, because people try to force one deal to work out because that's their only deal they're currently working on. And one thing Jesse and I, I panic when I get under 6 deals, like literally in motion. Like my conveyor belt is under 6. Damn, what is going on right now? I got to figure out exactly how can we build this back up. Like we have to have 6 constantly in motion. Like if the 6 is the bare minimum, I know that's kind of low standard, but when I say low minimum, like meaning like 6 has got to be in title, not conversations, but 6 got to be in title. And if it's going under 5, okay, damn, we need to sign contracts, get it out, get title open, see what the next step. And I'm literally to almost the finish line. Like there's got to be an end buyer and or we're closing on it. So there's a lot of different things specifically that we make sure we hold ourselves accountable for, as like goal setting and all that good stuff. And Vicky, yeah, thank you. I'm excited and scared at the same time. That's great. If you're not scared, then I don't think you'll be going in the right direction.
That's literally the universe telling you, hey, what you're doing is right. Yeah. When I used to live in Phoenix, my wife was going through nursing school at the time. And if there's any nurses in here or anybody who's kind of gone through that medical profession where you've got school and then you got to do orientations and things like that on the weekend, I mean, it's grueling. And I think that was the hardest point in our marriage and in our life. And as we're going through that, we ended up having a couple kids and everything while she was going through that as well. And it was neat because going through that changed our mindset, and it really helped create this foundation for jumping into real estate and really just skyrocketing kind of what we had went through and connecting those dots. But even on her graduation cap, it was, if your dreams don't scare you, they aren't big enough. So as I've kind of gone through this, I've learned a lot about, manifesting and aligning myself with other people who are doing what I want to be doing and are in alignment and all that other kind of fun stuff. And I mean, if you're doing something and if you're scared to leave your job, if you're scared to leave the good, to go for the great, then that's the universe. It's a big freaking like Las Vegas sign with a big arrow saying, hey, this is it. Go here. This is what you should be doing.
Absolutely. And one thing, when I was I think it was speaking of Vegas, when you just brought that up, when Ed Milet, when I went to go see him, one thing that always stuck out to me, I will never forget it. He said, you want to make more money, go after bigger problems. And that always stuck with me. If I keep going after these little deals, I'm going to get little money. Like, it made sense what Ed Milet said. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Go after base. It was kind of like an eye opener. Like, he's 100% right.
Yeah.
Go after bigger problems if you want to make more money. Joel, how does the closing process usually go for you guys with agents? I really want to master the art of relationships and connecting and solve their problems rather than being salesy. Be yourself. Just be yourself. That is it. Really be yourself. When the closing process with dealing with agents, it varies specifically depending on if it's a cash transaction versus creative. If it's a cash traditional way, then of course, the specific agent may want to take control of the conversation or paperwork, whatever that may look like. But if you're going towards the creative side, that's a conversation you need to have with that agent, specifically how they're going to get paid. Let them know you're going to take care of them, but sometimes it may be a referral fee, whatever that dollar amount may be. Because sometimes, like, for instance, Jesse and I just had a conversation a few weeks. Actually, no, the one Arizona, the one we bought in Arizona, in Tucson. Mm-hmm. The agent actually brought us that one.
Yep.
And literally, I think the house is $350,000. I think it was $350,000 on that one. Agent brought us that one. They couldn't do nothing with it. Agent literally, Emily, that was her name.
Yep.
Emily literally couldn't do nothing with it. She had it on the market. No one was buying or anything like that. Literally, Jesse and I, we went into creatively and bought it. And literally specifically, we paid her literally $2,500 for that property that she had nothing to, basically couldn't move at all. And she was okay with that due to the fact that she knew she couldn't do nothing with that. She knew the price they was looking for was unrealistic. She knew that literally the way market was going, there's nothing she can do. That is either lose the listing and or cancel it. So that was a perfect example. Versus there's some other ways you can work with it. There's a lot of different ways. As long as you're communicating effectively with the agent, let them know exactly what's going on, you should be fine. But the closing process is really pretty smooth for the most part, long as everyone is in communication as far as what's going on. You're always going to get one or two people who's not on the same page. Just follow up with them to make sure that they're on their same page so you can move forward.
I love that he said, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Hey, no, you're fine.
I love that Joel said, I really want to master the art of relationships, because really, that's really all real estate is. If you can learn to make friends on a professional level. Yeah. If you can master the art of relationships, Joel, if you have not, start with a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. An amazing book.
Yeah.
Amazing book. But if you want to learn how to master, not just get good, okay? I've shared this before. There's a fine line when you're learning a new skill, when you want to master something, okay? Whether that's building a business or starting a new hobby or, whatever it is. There's this fine line where most people, once they start learning something else, they do it until they get it right. Okay? That's where most people are. And I love that you chose the word master. I want to master the art of relationships. Because once you start getting into that book and you start actually being intentional with the information that it's giving, you start taking notes, you start studying it, you start practicing it, and then you start assessing how people are reacting to you based off the information that you read in that book and that you're taking action on, and you start tweaking those little things, that's how you become a master in the art of relationships. And now you're no longer below this line of just doing it till you get it right. You're up here where you're doing it and you're mastering it and you're performing as if you couldn't get it wrong if you wanted to. That's that fine line right there. Everybody here's got friends for the most part, I would assume. But the art of relationship building, mastering it, you got to be intentional with it, and you got to practice it until you can't get it wrong. And connecting with other agents to solve their problems rather than being salesy. Bro, be interested and not interesting.
Absolutely.
The last thing you should do is contact an agent and say, hey, I'm this big guy and I'm in this community and I do creative finance and I can solve your problems and do this, and that. Okay, that's being interesting. Be interested. What's the scuttlebutt around the water cooler at the brokerage? What are you guys seeing? What do you have going on? I would love to learn more about some of the things you're going through and how I can come in and just be a resource for you. And if I don't know, then maybe I know somebody. Do you have properties that are sitting on the market? What are you seeing? Get an insight. Lead with value. Don't talk about yourself.
Yep.
Go talk about them. What do they need? And go lead with value.
Dante, I know investing strategies and formulas can work anywhere, but overall, do people find it more difficult, not impossible, but more difficult to really find deals in California? No, not at all. California and New York, I know they're not really landlord-friendly states. However, I live in New York. I know exactly how it works here, and I know California very well. I literally do deals there all the time. It's more so understanding exactly what the seller what the seller problem really is. That's really it. More so, like if you understand what the problem is for the, if you, I'm afraid you maybe just back up just a little bit. If you go in with the intention of trying to solve their problem, the solution, or find a solution for the seller, homeowner, or agent, whoever you're communicating with, then you should be fine. A lot of people try to attack specific areas, markets, and all this other stuff, thinking like, okay, I'm not going to go to that market because it's oversaturated. I'm not going to go this way, that way. Be honest, if the market's oversaturated in that market, that means there's buyers, there's deals to be done. But I think you can fight. I don't think it's difficult. I don't think it's been, again, Dante, I don't know what stage you are in your real estate industry, but I believe it's probably just need to be a little bit more consistent in what you're trying to do as far as your marketing tool. I'm not for sure if you're using Privy. I'm not for sure if you're, scraping lists off of Craigslist. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up right now. But more so, in all 50 states, you could definitely do a deal. If you really wanted to, Dante, I guarantee you could probably make 20 offers today, get 3 deals done tomorrow, accept it tomorrow. And that's the reality, to be honest. I don't think it's difficult. California, they say it's a difficult state, but it's really not.
Literally just had a meeting with somebody yesterday about California. They got more deals than they know what to do with.
Yeah.
Just because of the state of the market and everything right now.
Yeah, 100% what Jesse was stating earlier. Practice makes perfect. Well, no, actually, perfect too. Practice makes permanent. I love that. That is different. Never heard that one, but practice makes permanent.
Hey guys, we've got about 2 minutes left. If you guys have any questions or anything that you want us, Chris and I, to cover real quick, please let us know. Otherwise, we really appreciate you guys being here today. Thank you.
25 offers
Mark's
a day.
doing 25 offers a day. Bro, get it. I love it.
Jennifer, have you ever locked up a deal on Craigslist? No, I have not. Have you, Jesse? I just thought about it.
I locked one up, yes. In Alaska 2 years ago. It was a duplex, and it was a military guy. He bought it thinking that it was going to help him with his marriage. And then, long story short, his wife wasn't happy about it, so it ended up being the straw that broke the camel's back. He had no equity to sell it, so he's trying to get rid of it. Saw it on Craigslist, so we went and sat down and had coffee, and we were kind of going through the deal. and it looked good. So we went ahead and moved forward and opened escrow and everything on it. And then everything else started coming out, like everything else that he was paying for, but he didn't tell me that up front. It's like, oh, wait, actually, I'm paying for snow removal, and I'm paying for this, and I'm paying for that. So my cash flow went from $500 or $600 down to like $30. It's like, oh, all right, well, I guess I'm out. I'm out then. So anyway, that was the one deal that I've done from Craigslist, but it never closed.
Absolutely. Well, guys, this was amazing. I appreciate everyone that watched us today, and not just that. Hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving holiday. And we'll be here routinely every single week. The only week we won't be here is when Pace is going live on his Friday, Saturday, Sundays, or Thursday, Friday, Saturdays. Usually his time frames are like between 2 to 5, depending on. I know he's filming with A&E and all that good stuff for his new season, so I know that may vary. But the days that Pace does his live Zooms and all that good stuff, we will not be going live. But for the most part, we'll always be here faithfully. So always feel free to reach out to myself or Jesse, whether that's through direct messages on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever that may look like. Just please let us know if you have any questions. We are here for as a resource. Please don't hesitate to reach out, guys. So I really mean that. A lot of people say, well, I was afraid to ask this question. No, please ask away. There's really no dumb questions out here. I was in your same shoes literally, a few years ago when I was asking, what does comp mean? What does escrow mean? What does it EMD? Like a lot of different things. It's okay to ask those specific questions. Facebook users, please next time grant access.
There's a link. I'm assuming everybody in here is in the creative group right now watching this. If you scroll up just a little bit, because it's live, because we're under Carly, right? So Carly's live. Right underneath Carly's name, there's a link. It says grant StreamYard permission to share your name on Facebook.
Yeah, so all you got to do is grant it. Just hit that little magical button. Yeah, we like to know who we're talking to and know who we can squad up with. But you guys have been amazing. Definitely look forward to see you guys next week. And if you guys got any questions in the meantime, please let us know. We're here to help in all ways.
Absolutely, guys. There's this the wrong link. Let me find it real quick. Here it is. We want to connect with you guys. We want to know how we can make money with you guys, what you guys are doing. How can we, and how many ways can we make money together? I really honestly asking that question has allowed Chris, Colin, and myself to scale our business as far as we have in just 5 months. I want to find out how many ways can I make money with one individual. And that's the type of intention that we want to be going in. And those are the types of conversations we want to be having. So regardless of how new you guys are, there's so many different ways that we can all make money together. And I shared our Calendly link on the bottom. Hopefully you guys are seeing it scroll across the bottom. It's https://calendly.com/thirdmind.rei/let's connect. So we'd love to hear from you guys and see how we can make some money together so we can do business together.
Thank you, guys. Much appreciated. And again, don't hesitate to reach out. Have a good one, guys.
Have a good one, guys.